The stars stretched endlessly across the black canvas of space, a million distant suns twinkling like scattered diamonds. Yet, nothing in that vast emptiness prepared the members of the Sci-Fi Dominion for what appeared on their sensors. A human-made vessel moving faster, sleeker, and far more advanced than anything they had ever catalogued. Commander Zylar Veen, a tall, silver-scaled Zyphorian with glimmering eyes and a voice that vibrated like shifting metal, stared at his console, jaw tight. "Impossible," he whispered. His co-pilot, Lirak Shent, a lithe figure with translucent skin revealing pulsating bioluminescent veins, froze. "That is human technology," she said, disbelief dripping from every word. It wasn't just a suspicion. The readings were clear. Energy signatures far beyond the Sci-Fi arsenal, a hull resistant to their strongest probes, and propulsion that bent the very fabric of space around it. "Commander, the vessel is on an intercept course," reported Lieutenant Corintil, his multi-fingered hands dancing across holographic displays. "They're approaching our outer border at a speed exceeding our maximum warp capabilities." Zylar's multiple eyes narrowed. "Alert the High Council. Initiate full reconnaissance protocols. We need visual confirmation immediately." Within minutes, the enormous observation viewport of the Sci-Fi flagship Obsidian Dawn lit up with the gleaming white hull of the human ship, marked simply with the letters, USS Vanguard. The sight made even hardened officers catch their breath. Sleek lines, smooth white plating, subtle blue accents, the design screamed of precision, purpose, and humanity. The council chambers aboard Obsidian Dawn thrummed with tension. Each species represented, the 12 ruling races of the Sci-Fi Dominion, gathered on raised platforms encircling a glowing communication pool. Elderton, a wizened being with skin like molten glass, leaned forward, her voice trembling in anger and disbelief. "Humans? After centuries of watching them crawl across their homeworld, you suggest they now command ships capable of bypassing our entire defense grid?" Zylar's voice cut through the murmurs. "They are here. Right now. Our sensors confirm it. We have no evidence this is stolen or duplicated technology. If these are humans, they are unlike anything we've ever seen." Meanwhile, aboard the USS Vanguard, Captain Jonathan Reyes moved through the corridors with calm precision. At 38, with dark hair cut short and eyes that seemed to weigh every situation before reacting, he exuded quiet confidence. Beside him, Chief Engineer Amora Chen adjusted the ship's quantum drives, her fingers flying over the controls. "Captain, the scans are still picking up their interception signals," she said. "They are curious, aggressive, but cautious. They haven't fired yet." Jonathan smiled faintly. "That's because they're not sure who we are. Let's keep it that way for now." Security Officer Ravi Malik stepped closer. "We could make a show of force, activate combat protocol." Reyes shook his head. "Not yet. Diplomacy first. Intelligence later." As the Vanguard slipped through the outer rim of Sci-Fi space, sensors picked up a small fleet of scout ships converging from multiple directions. The aliens were cautious, expecting humans to be primitive, unable to match the advanced technology that now glimmered before them. And yet, the humans aboard the Vanguard did something entirely unexpected. They slowed down. They allowed themselves to be seen. Zylar watched, disbelief etched into his features. They're allowing themselves to be observed? That's absurd. Lirak leaned closer. "Perhaps it's a test. Humans are unpredictable. Maybe they want us to underestimate them." The alien scouts tried to surround the human vessel, forming a tactical blockade, but every attempt to scan the Vanguard systems failed. Their probes fizzled, absorbed into the ship's energy field without trace. "They're cloaked, or something far more sophisticated," Corin said, eyes wide. The first hail came from Lieutenant Veen's console. A human face appeared on the screen, a young man, confident but not arrogant. His uniform was crisp, simple, and marked with the insignia of Earth's United Space Command. "Greetings," he said, his voice calm and clear. "I am Captain Jonathan Reyes of the USS Vanguard. We come in peace and seek to establish contact. My crew and I are human, and we wish to learn about your species as much as you wish to learn about us." The council erupted into whispers, disbelief, and outright outrage. "Preposterous! Elder Tan hissed. Humans could not possibly advance this quickly. We have monitored their transmissions for over 7 decades. They were still learning to leave their planet, and now this. But as the human captain continued to speak, showing nothing but composure, Xylar realized a hard truth. These humans were not only real, they were capable of astonishing feats. Each movement aboard the Vanguard, from the way their crew operated the bridge to the subtle hum of their engines, radiated innovation, efficiency, and audacity. Commander Veen, Kahn's voice was sharp, almost a growl. You will prepare a pursuit fleet. Capture the vessel. Bring its crew for examination. If these are humans, we must know how they accomplished the impossible. Xylar's eyes flicked to the control panels. The readings were undeniable. Speed, stealth, energy output. Humans had leapfrogged technology that had taken the Dominion centuries to master. Even the most cautious approach would not guarantee success. Back on the Vanguard, Captain Reyes addressed his officers. They know we're human. They think we're primitive. Let's give them a reason to question that assumption. Amora Chen's fingers danced across the interface. Shall I engage the quantum drives? Reyes nodded. Yes. Quietly, precise, and within regulations. Let's see how curious they really are. A hum filled the corridors as the ship's engines shifted into an energy mode that bent the very space around them. On the Xypher observation panels, the Vanguard seemed to shimmer, distort, and then vanish entirely. No, impossible. Corran shouted. It's gone. There is no trace, no warp signature, no residual energy. Xylar turned to the council, his tone sober. They are not merely human. They are beyond anything we expected. Elder Dawn's face paled. If these are truly humans, then we are facing an intelligence we cannot predict, and a species that will not bend to our rules. The Vanguard glided silently through the void, leaving the stunned Xypher fleet scrambling. Captain Reyes stood at the bridge, eyes calm, heart steady. Humanity had made its first move in the galactic theater, and the galaxy had no idea what it had just witnessed. And that, thought Reyes, was only the beginning. The void of space stretched endlessly, but the silence aboard the USS Vanguard was anything but empty. Captain Jonathan Reyes stood at the bridge, fingers lightly resting on the control console. The crew moved with quiet precision, their every motion efficient yet coordinated, like dancers in a well-rehearsed ballet. The humans had no illusions. They were deep inside Xypher Dominion territory, and the aliens were far from forgiving. Captain, Science Officer Tara Singh spoke softly, her voice almost lost in the hum of the engines. I've analyzed the Dominion scans from earlier. They're scrambling a fleet, but their sensor grids are outdated. They can't even begin to match our stealth protocols at this range. Reyes allowed a small smile. Good. That gives us time. How long before they figure out where we are? Not long, Tara replied, eyes scanning the holographic display. They're intelligent. They'll adapt quickly. But they underestimate humans. That's our advantage. In the Xypher Dominion command chamber, Commander Xylar Veen slammed his clawed hand against the control panel, frustration rippling through his silver scales. The ship has vanished. Our instruments detect nothing. No warp traces, no residual energy, nothing. It's as if they passed through the fabric of space itself. High Chancellor Dawn's voice boomed across the room. Prepare the tactical fleet. We cannot allow humans to remain unchallenged. We must understand their technology. We must, she paused, narrowing her eyes. Find them before they escape. Xylar's mind raced. The humans were clever, calculating, and daring. They were playing a game he had never seen before, a chess match across light years in which the pieces moved in ways that defied expectation. He activated a new holographic display, plotting possible escape vectors for the Vanguard. If they are human, they will exploit every weakness we present. Every opening, every assumption. Back aboard the Vanguard, Reyes moved to the forward observation deck. Stars streaked past, distant suns leaving trails across the viewport. He knew the Dominion would send scouts, maybe even warships, to corner them. But the humans were prepared. Lieutenant Marcus Hale, the ship's tactical officer, approached quietly. Captain, I've calculated their probable fleet response. They'll try to surround us using a three-pronged approach. But if we adjust our vector by just 7 degrees, we can slip past their outer blockade and draw them into open space. Then we'll have the advantage. Reyes nodded. Good. Execute your plan, Marcus. Keep it subtle, they don't need to know how far ahead we are. The ship vibrated gently as the quantum drive engaged. Outside, the stars warped into long streaks, bending around the Vanguard in a controlled distortion of space-time. Sensors aboard the Dominion vessels registered anomalies, movement that defied all known physics. Panic rippled through the alien crews. "Commander!" shouted Lieutenant Corin Till. "The vessel, it's gone again. How is this possible?" Xylar clenched his jaw. Humans. They were unpredictable. They were fast. They were clever. And now, for the first time in centuries, he felt the cold edge of doubt. Meanwhile, aboard the Vanguard, Reyes addressed his crew. "We need to be ready for anything. They may send a delegation to board us or attempt to disable the ship. But remember, we are humans. We adapt. We endure. We prevail." Chief Engineer Amora Chen smiled, her hands flying over the console. "Our shields are optimized for rapid maneuvers. The Dominion's energy weapons won't touch us if we stay ahead of their calculations." "Excellent," Reyes replied. "And remember, if they come aboard, show them exactly why humans are remarkable." As the Vanguard slipped deeper into Dominion space, a series of sudden flashes lit the void. The Dominion scouts had found them again, this time closer than expected. "They're attempting to triangulate our position." Lieutenant Tara Singh shouted. Reyes gave a calm nod. "Activate defensive pattern Delta. Let them think they're closing in, but we're guiding them." The Vanguard shifted in a subtle dance, weaving between the scout ships. Plasma beams lanced the darkness, missing their target by meters. The humans moved with calculated precision, using every ounce of ingenuity to turn the Dominion's aggression into a tactical lesson. On the Dominion flagship, High Chancellor Dawn's eyes blazed. "Commander Veen, do not underestimate them. Every attempt to engage has failed. This is beyond anything we've faced." Xylar's fingers hovered over the console, torn between orders and strategy. "They are human," he muttered, "and we have no idea how far their ingenuity can go." Back aboard the Vanguard, Reyes addressed the crew. "Prepare for potential boarding. Let's make sure that if they come, they see the full scope of human innovation." The airlocks hissed as automated defenses extended, but silently, almost invisibly, the ship's stealth systems worked to mask their presence. The Dominion fleet advanced, unaware that every attempt to corner the humans was a lesson in futility. Then, the Vanguard's communications officer, Nina Alvarez, called out, "Captain, we're receiving an open channel message. It's the Dominion. They want to talk, face to face. They acknowledge that we may indeed be human." Reyes allowed a faint, confident smile. "Prepare a response. Let them know we are ready, but on our terms." In the council chamber aboard the Dominion flagship, a hush fell. Elder Dawn's glowing eyes narrowed. "They dare to negotiate? After defying our fleets and disappearing at will?" Xylar remained silent, the weight of the moment heavy. Humans were rewriting the rules of engagement, challenging centuries of assumed superiority. Every instinct told him to act aggressively, but logic, cold and stubborn, reminded him these humans were unpredictable. Dangerous. Brilliant. On the Vanguard, Captain Reyes stood tall. "This is only the beginning," he thought. "Humanity has entered the galaxy, and we will not merely survive, we will astonish." Outside, the stars continued to streak past as the Vanguard moved silently toward the rendezvous point, unseen and unmatched, leaving a shaken Dominion fleet in its wake. Every decision, every calculated move, was a testament to the human spirit, resourceful, daring, and unyielding. And somewhere deep in the heart of the Dominion, Commander Xylar Veen realized a truth he could no longer deny: humans were no longer primitive. Humans were a force that would challenge the galaxy itself. The galaxy was about to witness what humans were capable of, and nothing would ever be the same. The USS Vanguard drifted silently in the outer rim of the Sci-Fi Dominion's contested sector. Outside, the stars were endless streaks of light, but inside, the tension was palpable. The Dominion had finally sent a delegation, demanding a face-to-face meeting. For the first time, humans and aliens would meet directly, an encounter that could either cement peace or spark open conflict. Captain Jonathan Reyes stood at the bridge, surveying his crew. "They're coming aboard," he said calmly. "Everyone, stay sharp. Remember, humans adapt. That's our advantage." Lieutenant Marcus Hale adjusted the ship's defensive parameters. "I've set all non-lethal countermeasures to active. If they attempt anything aggressive, we can neutralize them without endangering the crew or escalating war unnecessarily." Science Officer Tara Singh studied the alien scans. "Their boarding craft is small, minimal crew. They think they can intimidate us. But they have no idea who they're dealing with." As the airlock doors hissed open, a 5-member Sci-Fi delegation stepped aboard the Vanguard. They were impressive, even to seasoned humans, scaled, armored, and radiating authority. At their head was High Chancellor Chen, her molten glass skin gleaming under the Vanguard's soft lighting. Beside her, Commander Zylar Veen moved with precision, scanning every inch of the vessel. The delegation included a tactical officer, a cultural analyst, and a scientist, all armed, all cautious, all skeptical. Captain Reyes met them at the entrance, standing tall and calm. "Welcome aboard the USS Vanguard," he said. "I am Captain Jonathan Reyes, and this is my crew. We come in peace, but we are fully capable of defending ourselves if provoked." Cairn's glowing eyes narrowed. "You claim to be human," she said, her voice echoing slightly in the metallic corridor. "And yet, your ship defies all known principles of technology in this sector. Explain yourself." Reyes gestured toward the observation deck. "All will be explained. Please follow me to the conference chamber. We can discuss technology, diplomacy, or anything you wish, but on neutral ground." Commander Zylar's multiple eyes flicked nervously. Humans were calm, almost unnervingly so. Every step, every gesture conveyed confidence, not arrogance. But their ship, the Vanguard, spoke volumes of human achievement. The delegation followed, weapons discreetly drawn but unused. They passed the ship's engineering bay, where Chief Engineer Amora Chen and her team monitored the quantum drives. Energy pulses ran along conduits in elegant arcs, a silent testament to human ingenuity. One of the aliens, the scientist Raltek, leaned forward, scanning the drive. "This is far beyond anything recorded in the Dominion's archives," he whispered to Chen. In the conference chamber, Captain Reyes offered seats. "We value dialogue and understanding," he said. "But let us be honest. Humans are capable of innovation and adaptation in ways that may surprise even the most advanced civilizations." High Chancellor Dan's gaze swept the room. "You have proven one thing," she said slowly. "Humans are not to be underestimated. But why now? Why this sudden leap in technology?" Reyes took a measured breath. "We have always learned, always adapted. When we discovered remnants of precursor knowledge on Mars, we accelerated our progress. But the achievements are ours, developed with human creativity, determination, and resourcefulness." Commander Zylar spoke up, voice tense. "Even so, you cannot expect us to believe that a species with limited interstellar experience could develop such advanced propulsion and stealth systems in decades, rather than centuries." Reyes smiled slightly. "It is difficult to imagine, yes. But humans do not work in straight lines. We experiment, we fail, we adapt, and we persist. That persistence is our greatest strength." The delegation's cultural analyst, Vesralant, studied the humans carefully. "Your people, you are reckless yet brilliant. You think and act in ways that defy expectations. That is both dangerous and admirable." Reyes nodded. "Dangerous, perhaps, but only when provoked. We prefer diplomacy, curiosity, and collaboration." Cairn's glowing eyes narrowed further. "Collaboration with humans? You may be unpredictable, yes. But in this galaxy, unpredictability can be fatal. You are untested among civilizations that wield power far beyond your reach. Reyes stepped closer, his voice firm but respectful. High Chancellor, we may be untested, but we are capable. And that is precisely why the galaxy should pay attention. Humanity will not be underestimated. We will defend ourselves, our knowledge, and our ideals. But we also seek understanding, not conflict. A tense silence followed. The delegation exchanged glances. Even the tactical officer, Dracul, seemed unsettled. Humans had presented their position without threat, yet every action radiated confidence. It was a paradox the Dominion could not ignore. Outside the chamber, Lieutenant Hale whispered to Reyes, "Captain, sensors indicate multiple Dominion fleets moving to intercept potential human movements in nearby sectors. They're not taking chances." Reyes nodded. "Let them prepare. We'll continue with diplomacy for now. But humans always have a contingency. Always." Meanwhile, Chief Engineer Amora Chen demonstrated the Vanguard's shield systems for the delegation. Energy fields shimmered, absorbing targeted pulses from testing drones. Raltech gasped. "Your defense systems, they react faster than anything in our history. Humans, your species is extraordinary." Reyes turned to the delegation, calm and composed. "We are not extraordinary in the way you assume. We are persistent, resourceful, and determined. And when faced with impossible odds, we find ways to prevail." Chen's expression softened slightly, though her pride remained. "Perhaps. Humans are more than we anticipated. But you have shown us only a fraction of your capabilities. The galaxy is watching, and you are untested. Be cautious." Reyes allowed himself a small nod. "We will proceed with caution, High Chancellor. But humanity will continue to explore, to innovate, and to reach farther than anyone expects. And if that surprises your species, well, that is simply part of being human." As the delegation prepared to return to their ships, Commander Zylarvine lingered, eyes fixed on the Vanguard. "They are dangerous," he muttered. "Not because of weapons, but because of what they represent. A species that will never surrender, never yield, and will always find a way forward." Captain Reyes watched the delegation depart, the hum of the Vanguard's engines a quiet promise. Humanity had made its mark in the Dominion sector, and the galaxy was beginning to take notice. And somewhere, deep in the heart of the Dominion, a new realization took root: humans were no longer primitive. They were an unpredictable, unstoppable force. For humanity, this encounter was not the end, it was only the beginning. The USS Vanguard floated in a deceptive calm. Outside, the stars were silent witnesses, but the Dominion fleet was far from idle. High Chancellor Chen had returned to her flagship, and her fury simmered beneath the surface. The human vessel had slipped through her fleet's grasp twice, evading capture with precision that no Zypher officer could comprehend. Now, she devised a plan, a trap so intricate, she believed even humans could not outsmart it. Commander Zylarvine monitored the Dominion's tactical displays, claws tapping nervously on the console. "High Chancellor, the humans are anticipating our moves," he said. "They're always one step ahead." Chen's molten glass eyes blazed. "Then we must corner them completely. Surround the USS Vanguard with the entire fleet, leaving no escape. This will test whether humans are truly as clever as they claim." Meanwhile, aboard the Vanguard, Captain Jonathan Reyes reviewed the incoming fleet's movements. His brow furrowed, but his voice remained calm. "They're attempting a full encirclement," he said. "Marcus, overlay my trajectory with possible exit vectors. Tara, monitor all energy outputs. Amora, keep shields optimized for sudden bursts." Lieutenant Marcus Hale worked swiftly. "Captain, if we accelerate along Vector Gamma 3, we can force the lead ships to adjust, buying us time. But their blockade is tight. They're trying to predict our every move." Reyes nodded. "Then we'll make them rethink every assumption." As the Dominion fleet closed in, the Vanguard suddenly executed a maneuver that defied conventional physics. Quantum drives pulsed in calculated bursts, creating multiple energy distortions that gave the illusion of the ship splitting into 3 separate vessels. Alien sensors were immediately confused. Multiple blips appeared on their tactical screens, each moving unpredictably. "Commander," shouted Lieutenant Corrin till aboard the Dominion flagship. "They've multiplied. We see 3, no, 4, targets. How is this possible?" Zylar's eyes widened. "It's a trick, a spatial projection. Humans are manipulating space-time." The Dominion fleet fired at the projections, energy beams cutting through empty space. Each shot missed, while the USS Vanguard maneuvered undetected. Captain Reyes's calm voice echoed through the bridge. "Let them think they understand the battlefield. We'll give them a lesson in human ingenuity." Chief Engineer Amora Chen adjusted the drive frequency mid-burst. "Quantum cloaking is stabilizing. They won't find our real position for another 2 minutes." "Good," Reyes said. "Now, begin Phase 2. Outside, Dominion scouts were spinning in confusion, unable to determine which blip represented the actual Vanguard. High Chancellor Chen slammed her clawed hand on the console. "This is impossible. They are manipulating reality itself." Commander Zylar Veen's multifaceted eyes darted from panel to panel. "We've faced clever species before, High Chancellor, but nothing like this. They are unpredictable." Meanwhile, inside the Vanguard, Captain Reyes convened his senior officers in the tactical hub. "This is our chance to show the Dominion the breadth of human ingenuity. Tara, project false telemetry and misdirect them further. Marcus, calculate the most efficient path to exit their encirclement without engaging in combat unless necessary. Ravi, prepare non-lethal countermeasures in case of boarding attempts." The crew moved like a single organism, executing complex maneuvers seamlessly. Every step, every calculation, reflected human creativity, resourcefulness, and calm under pressure. On the Dominion flagship, High Chancellor Chen was growing desperate. The illusionary blips had her fleet scattered, firing at nothing. Even the Dominion's most experienced tacticians were unable to track the real Vanguard. "Commander Veen," she growled, "bring the fleet under control. They are human, and humans are chaos incarnate." Zylar's voice was tense but respectful. "High Chancellor, I fear this chaos is far beyond prediction. The humans are adapting faster than we can respond." Suddenly, the Vanguard executed a sudden quantum shift. In an instant, the ship appeared directly behind the Dominion lead cruiser, almost in plain sight. Marcus Hale's voice called out, "Phase 3 complete, Captain. Ready for the next move." Reyes studied the display, then gave his order. "Now, engage subtle signal interference. Let's make them doubt their sensors entirely." The Dominion fleet blinked as energy surges scrambled their targeting systems. Blips vanished, reappeared, and danced unpredictably across their screens. High Chancellor Chen hissed in fury. "They are mocking us." On the Vanguard bridge, crew members exchanged quiet smiles. Humanity was proving its reputation, clever, resourceful, and unafraid to challenge the galaxy's most powerful forces. Captain Reyes knew the Dominion would not underestimate humans again, and that was exactly how he wanted it. As the last of the Dominion scouts attempted to regroup, a communication channel opened. High Chancellor Chen's face appeared on the Vanguard view screen, her expression a mix of anger, awe, and grudging respect. "Humans, you have shown capabilities we could not have imagined. But this does not end here. The Dominion will adapt, and we will not be so easily surprised next time." Reyes met her gaze calmly. "High Chancellor, humanity has never sought to dominate the galaxy. We seek knowledge, understanding, and cooperation, but we will never surrender when challenged. If the galaxy doubts human capability, it will learn, eventually." Chen's eyes narrowed, then softened slightly. "Perhaps, humans are not only clever, but resilient. A species capable of surviving impossible odds, and turning the improbable into advantage. This is a threat we cannot ignore." As the Dominion delegation withdrew, Captain Reyes addressed his crew. "Well done. Today, humans didn't just survive, they proved we are capable of ingenuity, creativity, and calm under pressure. That is what it means to be human." Chief Engineer Amora Chen grinned. "They won't underestimate us again, that's for sure." Lieutenant Marcus Hale added, "And we've given them something to think about, our tactics, our strategy, everything. We're unpredictable, and that's our strength." Captain Reyes nodded, gazing out at the stars. "Exactly. The galaxy will remember this day, not because we fought, but because we outsmarted the impossible. Humanity has entered the Dominion sector, and we are here to stay." Outside, the Vanguard drifted silently through the void, invisible yet omnipresent, leaving a stunned Dominion fleet in its wake. A new chapter of human history had begun among the stars, a chapter defined by courage, ingenuity, and the unstoppable spirit of humanity. And somewhere in the Dominion Command Center, Commander Zylar Veen whispered, almost to himself, "Humans, they are unlike anything we imagined. Dangerous, brilliant, and unstoppable." The USS Vanguard drifted silently in orbit around a barren, icy planet on the outer rim of the Sci-Fi Dominion. The Dominion fleet had finally regrouped after being outmaneuvered time and again, but something had changed. Even their most confident officers now regarded humans with unease. The Vanguard's crew knew the galaxy had been watching. They weren't just surviving, they were setting a standard for what humanity could achieve. Captain Jonathan Reyes stood at the bridge, surveying his crew. "Today, we finish what we started. Not with weapons, but with ingenuity, intelligence, and courage. Humanity has always thrived when others doubted us. That ends now." Lieutenant Marcus Hale nodded. "Sensors indicate the Dominion has prepared a neutral zone for talks. They want to understand us, not destroy us, yet." Science Officer Tara Singh added, "They still don't fully trust us, but they are curious. Curiosity is our ally." Outside, the Dominion delegation approached in a specialized neutral vessel. The airlock hissed open, and 5 Zypher officials stepped aboard. High Chancellor Tern, Commander Zylar Veen, the cultural analyst Vesralant, the tactical officer Dracol, and the scientist Raltek, all cautiously curious. Their pride remained, but now a hint of respect shone through. Captain Reyes greeted them calmly. "Welcome back. We appreciate your willingness to engage. Humanity values dialogue as much as discovery." Tern's glowing eyes studied him. "Your ship, your maneuvers, your technology. Explain it. Convince us you are indeed human, and that your progress is not the result of theft or trickery." Reyes gestured toward the observation deck. "All in good time. But first, let me show you the essence of human ingenuity. We've designed every system aboard the Vanguard with adaptability in mind. Our shields, propulsion, and sensors are modular. Every crew member can contribute to solving problems in real time. Humans do not simply follow protocols, we invent solutions." Tara Singh activated a holographic display of the ship's internal systems. "Observe," she said. "Our quantum drives can shift energy matrices to create false projections. Our stealth systems manipulate electromagnetic fields to hide our presence. Our defensive measures can respond faster than any automated system the Dominion has deployed." Raltek's jaw dropped slightly. "This is beyond anything we recorded. Humans, you are more capable than we imagined." Reyes smiled. "Our achievements are the product of curiosity, creativity, and persistence. We learn from failures, adapt faster than most civilizations, and always find a way forward. That is the essence of humanity." High Chancellor Tern's eyes narrowed thoughtfully. "And yet, you have done all this without initiating conflict, without showing aggression beyond what is necessary. That is unsettling." Commander Zylar Veen muttered under his breath, "They are not just clever, they are unyielding. They will find solutions we cannot anticipate." Reyes addressed the delegation directly. "High Chancellor, Commander Veen, your fleet tested our limits. And we met them, not with brute force, but with strategy, adaptability, and cooperation. Humanity is not just a species that survives. We thrive. We create. And we inspire." Dracol, the tactical officer, leaned forward. "You have proven that humans are unpredictable, dangerous, and brilliant. How many more of these tactics can your species devise?" Reyes's gaze was steady. "As many as needed. Not for conquest, but to ensure survival, to explore, and to build a better future. Humanity does not shy away from challenges. We rise to them. Cannon's glowing eyes softened slightly. Perhaps, humans are a force that even the most advanced civilizations must respect. You have demonstrated courage, innovation, and strategic brilliance. This is a species that cannot be ignored. Outside, Dominion fleets held position at a cautious distance, wary of every human maneuver. Even the most confident Sci-Fi officers whispered among themselves, realizing that their assumptions had been shattered. The humans had demonstrated not just survival, but mastery of ingenuity and adaptability, a level of skill that demanded recognition. Inside the Vanguard, Chief Engineer Amora Chen turned to Captain Reyes. "We've done more than survive. We've taught them a lesson in caution and admiration. Humans truly are remarkable." Reyes nodded. "We've shown the galaxy what humans are capable of. But the real work begins now. Diplomacy, alliances, and exploration will follow, and humanity will lead with curiosity, creativity, and resilience." Tara Singh added, "And they will continue to watch, analyze, and learn. But every move we make will demonstrate the strength and unpredictability of our species." As the Dominion delegation prepared to leave, Tan spoke again. "Captain Reyes, you have our attention. Humans are formidable in ways we did not expect. The Dominion will proceed with caution. But know this, we will observe, and we will prepare." Reyes's voice was calm, yet carried weight. "High Chancellor, the galaxy is large, and humanity's journey is just beginning. We seek understanding, not domination. But we will not be underestimated, and we will never surrender our principles or our ingenuity." As the delegation departed, the USS Vanguard's crew allowed themselves a moment of quiet pride. They had faced a superior fleet, outmaneuvered it at every turn, and demonstrated the indomitable spirit of humanity. Their actions would echo across the Dominion, reshaping the galaxy's perception of a species once underestimated. Outside, the stars continued to stretch endlessly across the void. The USS Vanguard glided silently, carrying a message far greater than weapons or technology. A message of human creativity, resilience, and courage. And somewhere in the Dominion Command Center, Commander Zylarvine whispered, almost in awe, "Humans, they are not merely a species. They are a force unlike anything we imagined. Unpredictable, relentless, unstoppable." For the USS Vanguard and its crew, this was only the beginning. Humanity had entered the galactic stage, not with domination, but with ingenuity and determination. The galaxy would take note, and none would ever again underestimate the power of human creativity and spirit.